My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise-canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, I say that there comes a little moment when we can kind of come back on, and I say, given the proper tools, that is, come back and take care of just one little bitty thing or two that's here. I say we're kind of getting things a little bit mislaid around, so I've got to find my sharpening stone sometime, but I say that for this little moment, we can come back, do a little bit more digging in to these little elephant critters here, kind of put a little extra work into their humps and backs, and whoa, I tell y'all, some is strange, some is kind of awkward. It's all going to get a little weird to our senses sometimes and take us all down to old memories that we may never soon forget. Oh, I tell y'all that it's like I think about old things that Carmen used to sing when he was on earth. He's up in heaven now though, so it was kind of a different story, different way back then, but oh, I tell you, you know, it was just all the ways he sang about having the joy of the Lord. And sometimes, just sometimes, a little carving like I do can put a little joy in your life as well, when you really put your working hands right down to it and try to give it a good amount of great little effort, you see, to take it where it's supposed to really be where it's supposed to go. And we just kind of worked on the back of this elephant, kind of got to work on this little elephant's back too. I've always heard said, you know, I've seen those videos where people kind of go riding on the backs of elephants, and if you ever have seen like the National Geographic Predators of the Wild series that used to come on VHS, if you go to a YouTube channel called Forgotten Documentaries, you will see them on there too. And there is one in particular you will see that is about a tiger. And when you watch that particular one, you will notice in there how they kind of like ride on the backs of elephants to hunt the tigers. And in those days, I say they hunted them for their furs, but I think these days, you know, there's some creatures and some species that they protect by law these days and make it so you can't hunt them for their furs, their tusks, their ivories, their horns, and kind of like how people kind of make these posts these days that say nobody needs an elephant tusk but an elephant. And I say differs from time to time, you know, and I just kind of also believe that the way it is with me, you know, at least here in the United States, the ivory trade sale is illegal. So, legally, in the United States, even if somebody brought ivory from Africa or somewhere like that from an elephant, it wouldn't be something that you could legally sell or buy here. And I'd say that the same would also be true about the horn of a rhino or like it would be about a tusk of an elephant. And I mean, there's just some things in life, you know, I believe that the laws of the land protect those animals, and I do believe that according to the Bible, we're supposed to obey the laws of the land. So I would say that the only means by which hunting a protected species is sin is in the sense that it is breaking the laws of the land, where, you know, like the Bible tells you to obey the laws of the land. Because I say one thing for sure, you know, that it's kind of the thing where, you know, some things can be kind of neat to have, and some things can be cool to have, but I say that, you know, it could just be, in my opinion, that, you know, if you're against ivory, but you're not vegan, you're a hypocrite. And if you're against people having fur, and you're not vegan, you're a hypocrite. At least in my opinion, that is. So, it's kind of like, see, the thing I tell y'all is that I'm not vegan, but at the same time, I mean, I will tell y'all that I kind of purchase little trophies off of Etsy that I hang on my wall, purchase furs. I don't go hunting, I don't go trapping, but I tell y'all that right now I've kind of got that stuff sealed away in plastic bags, because my mom is having to come down to my room to see how much cleaning we have to do to get the wall washers to come in and maintain things, and she can be kind of creeped out by taxidermy. So that's kind of the reason why I just decided to you know, sort of put it all in plastic bags and put it all in the shop. And if you have any question as to why it is put away in plastic bags in the shop, it could very well be that, you know, let's say that to keep it from getting dust from the wood, because sometimes from the woodworking that's done in the shop with the tools, a little dust gets created quite often. So that's the kind of situations we just have to avoid as much as we can and see how it all goes. I tell y'all that it's just kind of the way I see things. And, you know, but I'll tell y'all something, I didn't kill anything myself to get it. I'll tell you that. Now, you also just see how we kind of worked around these little tusks here, made it so we get out the tusks and get out the trunk. So, come along this way, I say, you know. And speaking of all, we also kind of discuss these days, you know, there's just a lot of things I'd joke about, a lot of people wouldn't. Come down to where we're making the little face just like that. Maybe these things, I say, they don't take so long to carve after all. Maybe that's just how they go, how it is. It's just kind of a little way that a little carving goes. Bless his little work. I say, just kind of take the same little steps along here too with this one. Probably got a few more to take. Don't know how rough they're going to be. But I'd say with these elephants, they might not require much sanding, because it's kind of good for them to have all the facets in the wood showing, to kind of show the little texture of the elephant's skin as it goes. And, you know, it's kind of like how there are some creatures like elephants and hippos and rhinos that are kind of considered dangerous, but one thing you probably learn is hippos are the most dangerous creature of all. That is, at least in Africa, that's what they're considered. I mean, I hear that there have been more people killed by hippos than by any other creature there ever was. There had even been a man in South Africa who tried to keep a hippo on his farm, and it was his son to him. There were all kinds of things that should have been warning signs as to what would happen next. Once the hippo was always out there attacking the neighbor's cattle, and one time there was this man and his son who came by his farm and got chased up a tree. They urged him to return the hippo to a zoo or a game farm or something like that where it belonged, because the thing was is that he rescued it from the time it was a baby. He took it home as his pet from the time he was a baby, and it just kind of happened as the hippo grew a little older. One day it was in its lagoon in the backyard. The man just came out there, got into the lagoon to play with it, and the hippo just opened its mouth, chomped him up, and mauled him to death. So, just telling you all that there's probably places where wild animals belong, but not as your pets and not on farms. And I share a lot of stories in my life about how it was with all the creatures and pets I had, and all the little creatures such as hyenas that I wanted as a kid. They were all strange, and knowing the fact we've been talking so much about Christmas in July, it's like there's that old Christmas song that goes, I want a hippopotamus for Christmas, only a hippopotamus will do. Don't want no alligator or rhinoceros. All I want's a hippopotamus. It was always just the kind of ways that songs go, and how songs get real popular and famous as they go about the world and go about life and go about the air. I say there's so many little songs like that. You can probably get them in the most random places where you can get music these days, and in places you would have never dreamed or imagined where music is popular. And I say that we probably got a side or two left to do here, and maybe just a little place where on this one we might go ahead and tamper with the little leg, make a little carving right in there, and put a little sign in that. I never did a video about this, but I did post pictures on Facebook and Instagram of these little hippopotamuses that I made, of a mother and two babies hippopotamuses, and how they kind of did, and made them out of Purple Heart, carved them with a rotary tool with power and all the extra tools that I used to make them, and sold one of those sets at a robotics fair in Georgetown, and lady purchased it, and she just told me, if you ever see anybody or if they ever want one, you can just tell them this. It was something she learned, that the hippopotamus is the happy symbol. That's at least what she said, or at least what she told me. I say that there's just so much to learn about what we do in life, and you'll see me post soon these giraffe little ornaments I made out of Kentucky coffee tree giraffe Christmas ornaments. I didn't get a video made about them, but did get them made in a way that they could be shared. Perhaps we'll come back in another video about this and do a little demonstration as to how we kind of put on the little eyes with a rotary tool when it comes time to make those. There, of course, is the little insignia, the year and the initials, and the little slogan tag on the bottom of it, which we kind of do with most of what we make. And I say that a job well done is a project. Just have so much more to say, but so little time. We'll probably kind of get these elephants together as families once we're done with the big ones too. Thank you all for watching. Take care. And I say always, always, always keep in touch. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.